There was a group of actors, and we decided that we had this new kind of theater that was kind of based in the commedia dell'arte and mime and all physical forms of theater. And we thought, why don't we create kind of a modern version of the commedia that is taking sort of stock characters, putting them in modern situations, highly satirical, and we'll do this on the streets to let people know about what was the issues of the day.
I got it! Oh, I got it! A new, clear, waste accident! A nuclear waste accident!
It was immensely popular. We did this kind of big street theater. We had a band and the characters, and when the characters weren't acting, they would go into the band and play. As administrations change, the funding for that kind of community-oriented, let's go into the community and speak to the people, that just disappeared. And we start to work more internationally. We did one major project in Israel in 1984, and we were going to work with a group of all of the residents of Jerusalem. And this was right after the war with Lebanon. To get these groups together took a little bit of advanced planning, but we did it. We gathered 60 people of all different backgrounds, and we did these big street pageants. People were so consumed with the idea of creating something beautiful and big and amazing that they weren't thinking about like, oh, this guy's Palestinian, oh, this person's Yemeni. We were all just humanity working together. You know, it blew our minds. We went, this really works. This really works. Theater is conflict resolution. The first time we were in refugee camps was during the war in Kosovo, which was in the 90s. We had hooked up with UNICEF. We said we were going to volunteer our time to go work in the refugee camp.
They're very organized.
It was emergency operations. In emergency operations, these people don't stop. They gave us really very little information whatsoever. So we were just kind of on our own because they're busy. You know, they're really busy. Yeah, so what do you do when you go into a refugee camp and you're immediately surrounded by like 500 kids that don't speak your language? Well, you can do almost anything because refugee camps are really boring. So kids would play with, like, a plastic bag was their best toy. They are, you know, full of creativity. So basically anything, any spark will lead them onto some sort of journey. And that's what we did.
1, 2. 1, 2.
While during the American bombing of the Taliban after 2001, we went to find out why Afghanistan? Who are these people? Because there were no Afghans on the planes that hit the World Trade Center or the Pentagon. Not a single Afghan. So we went to work with the Afghan refugees that were in Pakistan. And we hooked up with a small NGO from Germany, Afghanistan Schulen. We did a show, which they were amazed at. I mean, the show included funny business, acting out different kinds of scenes, some circus skills. And after the show, we said, would you like to learn any of these things? And of course, they all did. We taught them how to walk on these little trainer stilts. And especially for the girls. I mean, the boys loved it, of course, yes. But the girls never get a chance to do anything like physical, anything daring or dangerous or, challenging. They just glowed. They were taller than their teachers. They were taller than their father, than their mother. They had just gained so much self-esteem just by the sheer act of having conquered this task. It was uplifting physically and psychologically. One thing I learned early on is that, it's good to go in with the plan, but just know that whatever plan you came up with is not the plan that's going to happen. But what is going to happen probably is what was really necessary. It's nice to make plans, but be flexible to the situation. And then you are responding to not what you want to do, but what the need is, what they want to do. Please, the world is a big wide place and there's lots of problems. And if we all got out there and did this kind of work, the world would be a better place. You could really uplift groups around the world. It's not a competitive field. We all could be out there all at once, believe me. In speaking to, say, theater people, that it's like they're not all going to end up on Broadway. They're not all going to end up in the movies. So what are you going to do? Here's a place for you in the world where they will love you and appreciate you because you have gifts and talents to offer, and they will be most appreciated.